All right, good evening, IHSA football family. So, this is the intro. This intro is going to be on both videos. So, I got two videos, just to make sure you guys know. One video is for athletes and running backs, and the second video is for wide receivers and tight ends, I think. But again, two videos. Make sure you check it out. If you complain, well, I'm not on wide receivers, check out the athletes. And if you're not on tight end, check out the athletes, yada, yada, yada. And again, make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And I'm going to be talking about the watch lists of classes of 2023. I'm going to be also going a couple through some of the notes and all that. Make sure, again, if you have any questions, my email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. And again, if you like my work, feel free to leave a tip/donation via PayPal link below or Venmo link below in that. As I talk about the class of 2023 watch list, check out the other videos too. Talked about the quarterbacks and offensive line. And again, these two videos after that are going to be, I'm going to talk defensive players in the class of 2024 and the class of 2025. And again, make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And again, my email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. Still doing free recruiting advisement sessions. So if you want a free recruiting advisement session, it's absolutely free. Schedule one, either Zoom or phone. And again, my email, again, is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com, or DM me on Twitter or tweet at me or Facebook DM me. I'm also on Facebook. I'm on Instagram as well. And all that other stuff. So, again, enjoy. And, again, just to make it sure, I'm going to say this again. These are two videos. This is the same intro for both videos. Make sure, I'm going to say this right now, make sure you're on the right video, and hopefully I didn't get it wrong. But, again, wide receivers and tight ends, and then running backs and athletes. Those are the two separate videos for the two classes. Thank you so much, and enjoy the videos. This is the intro. All right, good evening, IHSA football family. We get into Illinois wide receivers class of 2023 in the state of Illinois. And this class of wide receivers, okay. I think, again, there were some wide receivers, again, a lot of movements, especially if they're in an athletic spot. Make sure you check the athletes video as well. But there's some wide receivers where it's a lot of potential, and a lot of them, not a lot of polished technique. There's a lot of missing technique, a lot of bad route running, and again, when you're running streak every time, guess what? It is what it is. But let's start off. The first wide receiver, and a lot of people don't know about this guy, but I consider him a top 3 wide receiver in the state of Illinois. I consider him a top 20 wide receiver in the Midwest. Deserves a lot of respect, and I don't know why people are not giving him respect. He's talked to a lot of schools. A lot of schools like this kid. It's just a matter of time before he gets an offer, and it's Middleton of Mascoutah. I mispronounced that name. I'm sorry. I apologize. I do mispronounce names. I do apologize for that. But Middleton is the real deal. He's a home run hitting wide receiver. Simple as that. He will kill you with his speed. And not only that, but the routes he runs are great. He does not. I've not seen one thing on the film. And I was checking the other wide receivers and the DBs that he was going against. The routes that he ran through them perfectly. Al Middleton is that kid that completely impressed me. Next one, Kristian Gavric of Libertyville. If I mispronounce names, I do apologize. Again, I'm horrible with names. But Kristian Gavric of Libertyville is that kid. He has had a great winter. He has completely impressed me, especially with that boom showcase. But Kristian Gavric, again, he's going to be unbelievable this fall. And he's definitely going to be a summer riser to watch in the recruiting game. Kaiden Miller, Grayslake Central. the other wide receiver that a lot of people don't know about. And he's been killing the game since last fall. And he has been detrimental to that Rams offense. Grayslake Central Kaiden Miller is a kid that you need to keep an eye out for. And again, I love his build and I love his hands. I think he's a kid that you need to know. Next one, home run hitter, awesome wide receiver, top recruit, one of the top 25 recruits in the state of Illinois, Ryan Sims out of Marist. What more can be said about the kid? The kid has been completely impressive starting his freshman year at Marist. He's that guy. He's that Illinois wide receiver that everyone talks about. Starting the freshman year, going into his junior year, he has been unbelievable. Hopefully didn't transfer to another school. Hopefully I'm not forgetting. I'm mixing up with someone else. But Ryan Sims out of Marist has been. He's been awesome. He's been really, really good and definitely a high-profile player that you need to know about. And he's good. He's highly recruited. He's got a bunch of offers. He's going to continuously get more offers. And definitely he'll be ready first year of college, honestly. He'll be ready in his first year of college, no doubt about that. And I see him as a quick starter going into college football. Mingo Nixon, Montini, he is on fire, people. He is literally killing the recruiting game. One of the biggest recruits that I've heard about a lot from college coaches. Mingo Nixon is going to be an absolute star with Montini this coming fall. Very impressed with his speed. And again, he knows how to break the DB's control. Good separation too. Again, could work a little bit on his route running, but Mingo Nixon is that kid. Next one. Oh, Peter. Coach Big Pete. How could you have a small school player? That makes no sense. Well, guess what? Keep crying. Hinds out of Williamsville is the real deal. Multiple sports star. Unbelievable athleticism. Great frame. And I saw him at the 7-on-7 at Merrill Forsyth. He was unbelievable, but Hinds out of Williamsville is a guy that you need to check out. He is a small school star, and he's going to continuously only get better. Thulin of Downers Grove North. Again, multiple athletic star. He's going to be unbelievable at Downers Grove North this upcoming season. Had a great season last season. Adjustments that he makes to catch the ball is unbelievable. A lot of players can't do that, what he does. Definitely, you're going to see him going into the summer, especially when we get into the camp season. He's going to be an interesting recruit. Next one, Neal May Jr., Bradley Bourbonnais. Star out of the Bradley Bourbonnais Boilermakers. Can make any catch. Really good. I know people aren't really in love with his size, but he is unbelievable. High character kid. He is what you want on a team. Neal May Jr., Bradley Bourbonnais is a star, and I consider him a top 10 recruit in the state of Illinois. Next one, Dorsey out of St. Francis. He's been a huge player that a lot of people like to talk about. He's going to be one of those late bloomers as we get into the summer, but Dorsey out of St. Francis is going to be that big name wide receiver that we're going to talk about when we get into the summer, but definitely a big name. Madixx Morris out of Sacred Heart Griffin. So everyone was asking, who's that kid that's making those plays against Julie Catholic's defense? Well, it's Madixx Morris from Sacred Heart Griffin. He has been unbelievable. He had an unbelievable at the IHSA state. He showed off his talent to a lot of college coaches, and Madixx Morris is another talked about wide receiver. Next one, Quincy Hall Jr. out of Mascoutah. Again, 2 wide receivers. Wow. And again, they helped out Chase Hansen a lot, and Quincy Hall Jr. is one of them. He is a top-notch wide receiver from the state of Illinois. And again, he's going to be another late bloomer wide receiver that college coaches are going to look out after. Next one, Jayden Cook, Lincoln Way East. He's going to take some of the more of the pressure because Tremblay's gone. He's graduated now. But Jayden Cook is, again, another good athletic, still raw, still unpolished, but he's going to have a tremendous senior season, and college coaches are going to take a look at him. He's definitely a kid you want to keep an eye out for. Next one, Charlie Newton, Walter Payton Prep. We need, again, another underrated kid that we should have been talking about more from last season, but Charlie Noonan from Walter Payton Prep is a star and a rising star at that. This going into the summer, Charlie Noonan is a name you need to look out for. Another underrated wide receiver that I don't understand. I know he got some offers, but we should be talking about him as a top 20 recruit in the state of Illinois. I don't know why we don't, but Ryan Boyd out of East St. Louis, wide receiver. Yes, I know they had the best wide receiver in the state of Illinois last year, but Ryan Boyd did a lot of good things. And I think he was overshadowed, but I think he's going to explode onto the scene. I know he's got some offers, but he continues to get more offers. But Ryan Boyd, East St. Louis. Next one, Grant Larkin, Nikwa Avelli, Mr. Do-It-All. He also played a little bit of defense. Was really impressed with him in the one-on-ones with Reggie Fulamera in the throw deep sessions. But what impressed me more about Grant Larkin is that he fights for the ball. He's got an underrated agility. I love his hands, and I love his sight. So he's definitely a kid to keep an eye out for. Next one, Ashton Gundek of Carmel, who is another underrated wide receiver that we should be talking about more and more and more and more. But we do not. Ashton Gundek of Carmel, big shout out to Coach McKee. He gave me the lead on the kid, and Ashton sent this information, and I was blown away. I was completely impressed. So definitely, Ashton Gundek is definitely a kid that you want to keep an eye out for. Do not sleep on. Let's go up a little bit more. Justin Taylor of Nazareth, top recruit, also plays a little bit on the defensive side of the ball. But Justin Taylor is, again, top three recruit in the state of Illinois. Again, for me, for a wide receiver, a talented wide receiver, also to me, to be a top recruit, again, has to have all the tools and can't be just giving up on routes and all that other stuff. And Justin Taylor is one of those kids that's been unbelievable. Great with his route running. Impressive with college coaches. And like I talked to a few college coaches, still, again, because of his size, still a little bit overshadowed, but definitely continue to keep an eye out for. Jake Hamilton, Sacred Heart Griffin, another star wide receiver and two-star player, football and basketball, if I'm not mistaken. But he's definitely a kid to keep an eye out for. Next one, the big wide receiver coming out of the state of Illinois, Malik Easley. He does it all. He has been unbelievable. His talent is unbelievable. Still would like to see a little bit more of a development and growth in his skills, but he's getting there, and he is unbelievable. If he does it all, getting into college again, he could start his first freshman year, and he could just absolutely kill it. And whatever school he goes to, he's going to kill it, no doubt about it. And he's definitely going to keep an eye out for. Next one, Frank Covey, prospect. Kid's been getting looks at, underrated. I believe I think he's got one or two offers, if I'm not mistaken. But Frank Covey from prospect is another big one. Coach DeBuff's got he has a hell of a wide receiver in Frank Covey, and definitely another kid we will keep an eye out for. Could start getting some big offers going into the summer. Logan Lester, Kenwood Academy. Unbelievable. Logan Lester, I saw him at the Boom thing. I was completely shocked that was Logan Lester. The kid's the real deal. He's a home run hitter. He'll bust your ass. He will literally break your ankle. Simple as that. Logan Lester, Kenwood Academy, is that kid. He's that kid. He is the real deal. Again, another top wide receiver. Again, and the thing with the wide receiver class this year is we got a lot of top wide receivers. We got a lot of bottom wide, but we just don't have that middle, that B-, B+ category of wide receivers in this class. And I think that's a little bit worrisome. Again, the big thing that I see is a lot of bad technique in these wide receivers. Not these wide receivers that I'm talking about, but the class of 2023 wide receivers. Not that good of technique. Brandon Aminapong, I'm going to mispronounce that last name and he's going to kill me. I apologize, but Brandon from Downers Grove South, multiple athlete, tight end. He could also play a little bit as a wide receiver because of his frame is unbelievable. But down his gross self, has got one of the biggest weapons that no one's talking about. He is the real deal. And just a great kid. Just an awesome kid, high character kid, and definitely a kid that you need to know. And again, he's an end zone threat like it's nobody's business. Next one. And I just laughed. I laughed my butt off because I said he was underrated and deserved a lot of respect. The kid gets an offer from NIU. Keyshawn Singleton from Sacred Heart Griffin. Oh, congratulations on the offer from NIU. I was going to talk about you being underrated and everything. Well, guess what? You're out now on everyone's site. Keyshawn Singleton from Sacred Heart Griffin. He has a shot again, being another great wide receiver from that Sacred Heart Griffin, and great lineage of wide receivers, starting with before and Malik Turner and all the rest of the guys. Keyshawn Singleton is another kid from Sacred Heart Griffin. That core is one of the best cores in the state of Illinois. But Keyshawn Singleton is the real deal and is getting respect now. Congratulations on the offer from NIU. And the last one, Cameron Ashley out of Simeon. Need to be talked about more. We need to talk about Cameron Ashley out of Simeon. You have to pay attention to this kid. He is unbelievable. And again, high character kid, highly motivated kid, great talent, good speed, great route running. Hands, needs a little more work on the hands, but this kid is the deal. He is the real deal. Cameron Ashley from Simeon. Do not sleep on this kid. I know Malik Easley, he's the star and he's the big dog. But Cameron Ashley, do not sleep on this kid. This is a must need for a college team. Cameron Ashley is one of them. Definitely. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is coachbigpete@gmail.com. And thank you so much and enjoy the night. All right, now we get into the class of 2023. Tight ends. We're talking about tight ends, and let's begin with Nate Branch, who is, again, athlete / tight end and 6'2". I know he's not that magical 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". Nate Branch is a Mr. Everything. He can do it all. His blocks are unbelievable. The way he bounces off hits off of defenders, and especially those bumps that he takes from those linebackers as soon as he gets off that line of scrimmage. Nate Branch has been unbelievable and needs to be talked about more. Was very impressed with him. It was in the summer of 2020. It was the summer of 2020 when he was at, I think it was the Boom Showcase. Has completely transformed himself, been very impressive. Nate Branch out of Palatine is one of them. Jack Parker, Loyola Academy, one of the top tight ends in the state of Illinois, and again, not that big of a surprise. But Jack Parker from Loyola Academy, pure athletic talent, one of the best players to come out of the state of one of the best tight ends to come out of the state of Illinois. And Loyola Academy again is that tight end school, and there's going to be another Loyola Academy tight end that I'm going to talk about as well. Joey Newman out of Antioch, again another athlete, defender / tight end. I like Joey Newman at the tight end spot. Good athleticism, nice little jump, and nice hands as well. But Joey Newman from Antioch is another big time tight end from the state of Illinois. Next, Yorkville, Jake Davies. And Jake Davies has been very eye-opening, especially in the summer. 7-on-7, I was completely flabbergasted at what his ability is. Jake Davies, by far, is one of the most underrated recruits in the state of Illinois that people need to pay attention to. Jake Davies out of Yorkville is one of them. I can't stop clamoring about him to college coaches. He is the real deal. Next one, small school stud, multiple sport star, Garrett Taylor out of Salt Fork. He does it all. I've compared him a little bit to, Logan Tyler, and I'm forgetting who's the other player, the other small school star too out of Orion. No, not Orion. It's going to kill me. I think it's Carterville, if I'm not mistaken. It might be Carterville. But Garrett Taylor out of Salt Fork has the ability to be a Power 5 tight end. He's a kid that you need to keep an eye out for. Next one, Shabu Muhammad out of Plainfield North. He also plays a little bit of defense, if I'm not mistaken. Also, they have a little bit of wide receiver. But I like this kid as a tight end. He'll knock your ass off. He is an unbelievable player. Again, high character kid and a kid that you need to know about. And definitely, again, a kid that you want on your college team and saying, hey, that kid, you got to pay attention to that kid. He could be a role model for our program. Shabu Mohammed of Plainfield North is definitely a kid that you need to know. Soren Erickson, St. Charles North, another athlete / tight end. Can do it all. I like him at tight end. I like his blocking ability. He improved very good to his junior season. Soren Erickson is another real deal tight end. Nick Hawkins out of Lamont, another / athlete. He plays a little bit of defense as well, but Nick Hawkins out of Lamont has been unbelievable these past 2 seasons. He plays very, very good. And I really, really love his hands. He's got some of the best hands in this state, in this class of tight ends. Would like to see a little bit more from his blocking, but I think he's a hell of a tight end that you got to look out for. Next one, Jack Fitzgerald out of Loyola Academy. He's a little bit shattered by Parker, but again, Jack Fitzgerald out of Loyola Academy is the real deal. 6'5", great athleticism, ability again to split those coverages, and he just absolutely demolished the defense. He is the real deal. I love his hard-nosed ability. I saw a few of his plays. I know he doesn't really have a full huddle, but I saw a lot of his stuff, plays from Twitter, and a couple plays from games as well. Even though he didn't get the ball, he did the right things. And that's what you ask from a tight end. And a tight end is the silent assassin. And Jack Fitzgerald can be one of those guys. So definitely kid to keep an eye for. Next one. The first big tight end that we talked about a lot. Paris Walsh out of Bennett Academy. He was the big dog, and he's a little bit of a wide receiver too, again in that hybrid spot. Wide receiver tight end. And again, he could fit in a lot of offenses, especially going into talking about the pistol, and we talk a little bit more into that red gun type of offense as well. Pierce Walsh could be one of those guys. He is a huge recruit in the state of Illinois. And again, good hands, great speed, great burst off that ball. Again, good 2 steps too. And again, when he gets bumped by that defender, he keeps on running. He doesn't get the strop by after that. Pierce Walsh, again, to me, want to see more off from his blocking. But again, he is a top tight end, top 3 in the state of Illinois. Next one, who could be another top 3 tight end, who I consider an absolute star, and we should be talking a little bit about more, because I think he's one of the best recruits in the state of Illinois. He's Deacon Thulin out of Oswego. He plays a lot of spots, but he's going to be playing tight end. The kid, the kid is literally a freight train. Is a freight train of talent. He will when you tackle him, you got to go low. You have to go low because he'll just knock you on your ass. But Deacon Tonelli out of Oswego is one of the best in the state, one of the best recruits in the Midwest, one of the top tight ends recruits in the nation. That's my personal feeling. And the last one, Kaiden Timochek of Lockport, who I did a little bit of an interview with. Good kid. Again, his brother was a quarterback / athlete. Hyatt is the real deal. And definitely a top recruit in the state of Illinois. I like his body, I like his range. I could see a little bit more strength in the upper body. But good overall speed. And again, a great read on offenses as well. But Timochek is one of them. And that is it for the tight ends. And again, this tight end class is rich with talent. And I like this tight end class. And again, I feel, like I said, the tight end classes from Illinois have been really, really good these past years. And this is another good tight end class that you must keep an eye out for. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com, and visit deepdishfootball.com. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.